Hi there, welcome to another week of Counter-Strike game and skin market update. This is Skinomics2, and this video covers the 10th to 16th of March 2025. A quick word from our sponsor CS Money before we dive in. Go to trade mode, easily find the skin you want, and trade it in a few seconds. You can fund your purchases via your skins or a variety of methods. For something different, big discount on skins, you should definitely try the market mode. It is peer-to-peer, so it means you can find very good deals there. You can sell your skins instantly as well to cash out. Follow the link in the description and start trading skins the best way. Now, let's dive right into the headlines. Starting with the Armory Pass, the demand for the pass has continued to drop. Most items are on the fringe of profitability after accounting for trading fees. If we do not see a rotation in items soon, then the Armory Pass will fade into obscurity in my view. The Shanghai Major sticker capsules have also come down in returns. Notably, the contender team stickers are finally unprofitable, although still standing at an impressive 92.55% ROI. Judging by the past two majors, the stickers will remain in the store for another month or two, so there is still plenty of time. Moving into the big headline dominating everyone's newsfeed this week, which is that CS2 has broken its all-time player record, ahead of the numbers posted by CSGO 2 years ago. The record now stands at 1.82 million concurrent players. However, the number is somewhat inflated given bot numbers. Although it might not be what you think. It is not farming bots for weekly drops or the Armory Pass. Rather, it is inspection bots used by marketplaces. Let me explain. The largest Chinese marketplaces Buff and YouPin both inspect floats of items by gathering it in-game like on the bottom right. However, this week, Valve silently imposed a cap on the number of items each account can inspect. The cap is somewhere around 200 items. Regardless, this has meant both marketplaces are now utilizing bots to inspect items meanwhile whilst they are trying to find a workaround. It has resulted in many items unable to be sold or rented on these platforms given they are unable to gather key information. I expect a solution to be found relatively quickly, although the problem has not been rectified as of this video. In addition to this, there were also worrying news that an update to trading is coming. It is unclear what the update will entail, but Gabe Fowler have found there is going to be a new trade protected category. Others have found for this category of items, you cannot attach a charm or apply a sticker. This differs from the current system whereby you can still edit items as you wish during the trade cooldown. Lastly, the items that are in this category will also display separately in the Steam inventory. I hope the changes are not massive, as the current trading system is the reason why we have a relatively liquid marketplace. Despite these worries, we saw the overall market cap of all skins rise by another $100 million this week. The growth has definitely slowed compared to the 2 weeks prior, nevertheless, growth is good. Now, I want to provide an update to the news last week that Buff has allowed cases to be traded on its platform again. They posted a blog covering a quirk to the change, and that is items unboxed from cases sold on the platform cannot be sold again on the platform. I am not quite sure why Buff is self-implementing these rules, as Chinese competitors have not implemented similar changes. Moving on, let's talk about Classic Offensive. This is a game that was supposed to be released on Wednesday. The game is a combination of Counter-Strike Source and CSGO. The game was booted off Steam last year due to some sort of disagreement with Valve. And now, 17 hours before the game's release, Valve contacted the developers about copyright issues. Personally, I understand why Valve will want to stop this project. However, I disagree with Valve's actions, especially 17 hours before release, given that they knew about this project many years prior. Now a couple of short clips from the unreleased game for those that are interested. Lastly, Leader5 published some very interesting statistics about the usage of FAMAS after the balancing patch in January. It spiked before quickly succumbing back down to the SMG meta, although still at a slightly elevated level compared to before the buff. Finally, let's move on to our weekly craft idea. I have a payday craft for you this week. By placing scrape down 2020 Australia stickers over the Franklin skin, you can create a smeared effect. The entire craft is quite cheap given if you have the skin, with the stickers only costing about 25 cents in total. Switching gears now to the market. The Skinomics 2 index, which contains a list of items I use to represent the market, increased by 2.32% this week. Returns and volatility have both been very high this week. In a similar fashion, the eSport Fire Index, which contains a list of 300 high-value liquid items, continued to increase as well, although we can see the slope of the increase has tapered off in the past 3 days. Moving on to Buff Value of Trade and Trade Volume data sourced from iTrade.gg. Volume was stable until the float inspection problem started to appear for the platform. Many were unable to trade under the current conditions. With the total value and volume data sourced from Steam DT, we can also see fluctuations in the past few days given the float inspection issues. Keep in mind this data is an estimation. Now, let's break the skin market movements down into categories. Starting off with knives and gloves, this category was a clear winner again this week. Interestingly, the more expensive items increased the most. Higher tiered weapon skins follow suit with the gains, with the exception of the Cyrix, which done exceptionally well last week. Agents have had a week of increases as well. Last but not least, we saw the affordable weapon segment remaining relatively stable. This ties back to the point that gains have been concentrated in more expensive items. Moving on, according to CS2 Case Tracker, case unboxing numbers trended up again to an eccentric 6.7 million this week, which does line up with the increasing player count. However, major case hoarders have started dumping this week, therefore most non-active case prices experienced declines. Active case prices were also in shambles. Fracture and Recoil both lost 20% of their value within the week. Let's now take a glimpse at this week's biggest winners and losers. The winners' top 2 have been made up of 2 random souvenir skins from the Old Cash and Old Mirage collection respectively. In third place, we have the 2019 Team Spirit foil sticker. This sticker is now in low supply. In losers, we have a reversal of the Tyloo and G stickers, as well as the turbine from the gallery case in the Armory Pass making an appearance. Onto the top trades of the week sourced from the skin trading site iTrade.gg. We have many interesting trades this week. On Buff, we have a Wild Lotus with 4 paper reasons selling for $45,000. We also had a Howl with 2 Titan Holos and 2 iBuyPower Holos selling for $34,000, as well as a tier 1 minimal wear Karambit Blue Gem for $24,000. On CS Float, we had a Blue Phosphor with 5 Cato 14 Howl Razors selling for $27,000, as well as a mixed Cato 14 Craft tier 1 Blue Gem AK selling for $21,000. Moving on to game news, there was no updates this week. Now onto the pro scene. The final for the Season 21 of ESL Pro League is set to be played between Vitality and MOUZ as of this video. Looking ahead, Open Lisbon is set to be played next week, and PGL Bucharest the week after. Surprisingly, in the qualifiers for PGL Bucharest, a relatively unknown team called Apogee won out against both Heroic and OG. In other news, JNT becomes the new MIBR coach. Sassy removes ATOX. FlyQuest bench Dexter for Netic, which I am very sad about as an Australian. Semper picked up the ex-FlyQuest Alistair. And lastly, ATOX's investigation is still pending, meaning they cannot compete in current competitions. I am still open to skin donations, and a reminder to join my Discord. Thanks to CS Money for their sponsorship. Please like, share and subscribe. On that bombshell, that was all for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!